What is going on, everybody? Ronin1011 here for Ronin Gaming, and today I want to talk about the Battlefield 4 trailer. I don't normally do this. This is the first time I've ever done a trailer review, but it came out today, and I just wanted to, I don't know, get a video up there quickly. I'm not going to show the actual trailer. It's 17 minutes long. I'm not going to show the trailer. I'm not comfortable with putting trailers on my channel. I know a lot of other commentators and YouTubers do. I'm not exactly too sure about all the rules with that, so I'd rather not do that. I'm going to put up screenshots, which I think are pretty safe. So I'm just going to do screenshots, and I'm just going to quickly go over what the important aspects about what I thought about it, and overall what I think about the game as a whole. So this is a pretty cool, logo right there. This screenshot. They're going with the same art style, which is cool. I like it. Yeah, I mean, overall, it wasn't really anything, too crazy. They didn't reinvent the wheel, let's put it that way, okay? There's been a lot of leak stuff on what it's going to be and stuff, but they didn't reinvent the wheel. They've just upped the ante. They've just made it a little bit better. It looks like the facial animations are better, destruction's better, like the engine, they're pushing the engine, it looks like. So, I mean, that's what I want to talk about. Just the main points from the trailer. Hopefully this isn't going to be very long. But, for all intents and purposes, it looks like they've made it awesome. They've really stepped up their writing, the storyline. To be honest, I did not finish the first Battlefield 3 because, I mean, the single player, I should say, because I have it for PS3 and for the PC, and I was playing both at once when it first came out, both campaigns, and it's like, it's the same thing, but I just got caught up in the multiplayer, which I guess most of us do, but I did play enough of the game to know what its cinematic style was and everything like that. So, without further ado, let me just get into it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about UI. Let's look at the UI, okay? So here's the new UI. We have 3 elements that make up the UI. Definitely different than the previous game, okay? Let's look at what's on the bottom, okay? We have the stats different on the bottom right. You have now it looks like you have your obviously your health, your ammo, your clips, your grenades. I think that's supposed to be your spotting, and then your I'm actually not sure what that little heart monitor looking thing is. That could be something like, your secondary gadget or something like that. But then we have now on the other side, on the left side, we have a map that you'd probably see in multiplayer. It looks like it's a multiplayer map, and then you have your objective right above it. So that's pretty cool. You can see your teammates and everything. It's marked north, south, east, west. Pretty cool. So I mean, that's definitely different than the previous game. And then we have up top, definitely something new this time around is going to be your trophy situation, whatever records you're beating, whatever trophies or achievements that you've completed, and it looks to be your social things. Okay, so it looks how many friends are on, the trophies you've obtained so far. I can't tell what the thing all the way on the right is, or the thing all the way on the left of that little bar, but that's your social media thing. So they've integrated. It's going to obviously play into Origin. The PC version is already hooked up to Origin. You can't play BF3 without going through Origin anyway, or mostly. But it looks like I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work into PS3 or Xbox. If that's going to be on there. But we did see this trailer was from the PC version, so I would imagine that that's not going to be in the PC or any console version. Console has its own way of connecting with your friends and stuff like that. So as you can see, that is the new UI. Yeah, definitely different than the last game. If you want to see what it looks like, there's a comparison right here. Battlefield 3 on top, Battlefield 4 on the bottom, minus the social media stuff. So that's what it looks like. You can tell it's different. It's a little more opaque. Or less opaque, actually, if this is the final version of the game. I mean, we're not even in beta yet, so we don't know if this is what the final version of the game is going to look like. But so far, if this is what they stick with, this is what we're looking at. Next here, let's talk about what the engine, what the vistas are going to look like. Battlefield 3 was really cool, had you set up in some really cool locations. The environments look really good. This time, like I said, they didn't reinvent the wheel, but they did step it up. They're pushing the boundaries of the Frostbite 2 engine, and this is just really cool. Looking at this image, and if you've seen the trailer, just walking through it, the water looks amazing, and this is like just one of the coolest looking vistas that you could see. And it's a modern day Vista. This is set in somewhere around 2020 or something like that, I think, this game's. But it's a modern day Vista. You're not looking at some futuristic thing, which is cool for them to bring that. This is supposed to be in, I think, Russia or something like that. But either way, actually, I don't know where this takes place. I know they were fighting the Russians, but anyway, that looks really cool. There's this other one right here. I mean, look. I mean, this is a cool environment. The lighting was always really good. They did a really good job with the lighting in Battlefield 3 and this Frostbite engine 2, I should say. And it just, like I said, it looks really good, just like the other game did. It looks like they've stepped it up, though. Another thing the engine excels at is facial animation, and the last game was really awesome, and this game looks just as good. It looks like they maybe even stepped it up a little bit. The people look real. They look like they're actually speaking to you. They're not like they're dead zombies speaking to you with no facial or emotions or anything. So it looks really good, and it just helps add to the whole presence of the game and immerses you, you know? Another thing that the Frostbite 2 engine excels at is destruction, which is what they really built the thing for. Not only like lighting and texturing, but I mean the destruction in these games are amazing. You know, Bad Company was the first game to actually have a really awesome, I think it was used the Frostbite engine, and then Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3. That's what Battlefield excels at, is destruction. That's what it sets it apart from pretty much every other first-person shooter, definitely Call of Duty. It's not linear. It's just the destruction that can happen is amazing, and this is another prime example. It's no exception to the rule. It looks like they've actually stepped it up better, more, because, I don't know, as you're watching the video, it just looked like, I mean, I played Battlefield 3 for hours and hours, and you get kind of used to seeing that, the destruction and, the sound is one thing, but it looks like they've made it even better. This is a shot here with the grenade launcher where, I couldn't get the best shot, but the best screenshot, but it just looks like it's more particles. They just throw more particles at you depending on what's being shot at. And it's just so cool. It just to me, it feels like it's going to be better. The destruction is going to be, it's under the radar, though. It's not something that you really pay attention to unless you're looking for it. But it just adds to the realism of the game, which with the Frostbite 2 engine, to me, it's the most realistic thing out there. It looks so good. It runs so well. And it just really adds to the immersion of the game. Next, I'll talk about the weapons. I am not a weapon buff. I can identify a few of them by looking at them, depending on, what it is, but by all means, I'm not a weapon buff, so I'm not going to go ahead and be like, oh, I know exactly what that is. It's a grenade launcher. It's a grenade launcher with an awesome rangefinder on it, okay? So, awesome. I don't know what it is, but I don't even remember that in the games. That's a rotating cylinder grenade launcher, like the Dow shotgun, so, I don't even remember that game. Maybe that gun. I don't even know if I've been paying attention or anything, but either way, that looks interesting. Then there's, the shotgun. So obviously they're just showing us the different weapons, and this shotgun just looks like a plain old pump action with a grip. Looks pretty cool. I mean, it's Battlefield, so you're gonna have your guns, your secondary weapons, your sidearms, your gadgets. It's gonna be awesome. So I just wanted to briefly just touch on that without, I don't want to do this whole review without actually talking about the weapon. Those are all old features or, updated features of the same type of thing that we've seen before. However, there is some new stuff in this trailer that I don't recall ever seeing or using. So, right away, I mean, when we're looking at this part of the trailer, you could tell I didn't even notice it until it happened, but this guy's running around with iron sights side-mounted on the top rail, just behind the scope. The ACOG. I'm like, what? This blew my mind when it transferred, when he turned it, and then he fired, and then he comes back. Like, it just blows my mind. Go watch the trailer and look at it, because I was like, wait, what? I've never seen that before. I don't recall that happening in Battlefield 3. I don't think they had that in Battlefield 3. I don't recall that at all. So this is a new feature. It looks amazing. I thought that was so cool, because sometimes you want to run around and, iron sights are awesome, but sometimes you need a scope, and it blew my mind. I thought that was really, really cool. Another new feature I noticed was what I'm calling the draw fire feature. Okay, it's basically spotting. I don't know if this is exclusive to single player or if they're going to change it for multiplayer. Normally in Battlefield 3 multiplayer, you're hitting your tab button or, your select button or whatever to spot, or call out or look at, oh, I see a vehicle, I see a dude. That's what, you normally do. So I don't know if this is exclusive to single player. Obviously, it's in single player. I think it's really cool, a really cool feature to spot. The guy says, point him out, I'll draw that fire. So you point him out, he presses his button or he pulls his hand down, you hear a little beep, it spots the guys for you, the support guy goes, and that enables you to flank, which is really cool. Flanking is a time-old tradition, so it's very cool to do it, especially with a pump-action shotgun, but it's in the trailer, he spots them, in this particular part. This is the second time he actually did it in the trailer, but I want to showcase this part because he goes into the building, he breaches a wall, goes around the building, and whatever the case, he gets up in there, kills the dudes, gets up on the roof. So it's a very cool tactic. I like it a lot, and I'm curious to see how they're going to integrate that in multiplayer, if it's going to work that way or not, or it's just going to be exclusive to single player. So we'll see. Either way, it was really cool to see it in the trailer. So that's it, guys. I really like this game. I mean, so far, I like the way it looks. I think it's gonna have sick moments like this guy when he falls off the building after the building's collapsing and grabs a guy, you know, or when he's sliding down like this and he has to fire at the two guys. I think it's just gonna be filled with some really cool moments that are they don't take you out of the situation. They just give you random control in between, which is really cool, you know. And then like things like this where he's got to cut the guy's leg off. I mean, it looks like the writers really stepped it up, and Battlefield 3 had an awesome story, but this looks like it's gonna have an even better story to me. So, you know, moments like this where you got to shoot down the freaking helicopter with the grenade launcher. I mean, it just looks really fun. They put you in situations that, you know, you've never seen before, which is what we want to see. I think it's going to be great. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to put a description down. In the description, I mean, is going to be the link for the trailer if you haven't seen it off the Battlefield YouTube page. I'm also going to put the link for some of the leaked information that I talked about that I found online. And that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching it. I hope you liked this review, this trailer review. I've never done it before. Don't know if I'll do it again, but let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you think this game is going to be good, what you liked about the trailer, what you think is going to happen, what other stuff that you've heard that I haven't mentioned. If I got any of the information wrong, please let me know. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Peace.